Good afternoon and welcome to Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Baseball today on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, and ZaleskiSports.com. As today, the Marshfield Tigers face Stevens Point in Wisconsin Valley Conference action. I'm Gene DeLisio. Good to have you with us for Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Third time this year these teams have played. They met back on the 21st of April. Point won that game 12-1. And on Tuesday, Point won again by a score of 4-2. The Stevens Point Ball Club ranked number 8 this week in the Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Association Division I poll. They are 19-4 overall and 11-1 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. They've won their last 11 games. Marshfield 9-11 overall, 7-5 in conference play. The Tigers have lost 7 of their last 9. On the mound today for Stevens Point, it's Joe Shisick, and throwing for Marshfield, right-hander Dayton Bugar. Marshfield and Stevens Point, Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. And we'll visit with Tiger baseball coach John Southworth as our pregame report continues in just a moment. Tiger baseball coach John Southworth joining us. Marshfield facing Stevens Point at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield this afternoon. Coach, let's talk about your recent play. Your team is struggling just a bit last couple of weeks. And tell us about some issues you faced here in these last couple of ball games that have been difficult for your Marshfield Tiger Ball Club.
Yeah, we had a rough stretch. We played some really good non-conference teams. Chip was one of the best teams in the state. We lost a one-run game to Everest over there. I think it was 2-0, where they scored 2 runs at the end. Then we beat Everest and won a doubleheader this weekend. We beat Holman and Waunakee. Played really good baseball. 2 good teams we beat. And then Tuesday we played Point in Point. 4-2, they beat us. I think we out-hit them 8-3. Just one unfortunate inning where we walked a couple guys and a couple wild pitches and an error, and they had 3 runs. So also, unfortunately, in that game, we lost one of our best players for probably the remainder of the season. So it was a rough game all around. Mason Anderson hit by a pitch. He's probably out for the rest of the year. So.
It is a big loss here at Ball Club, not only offensively, but defensively as well. Can you comment on the job Mason's done this year handling your pitching staff?
Yeah, no. Always has been a really, really good catcher. Spark plug out there. I think he's second in the team in hitting, probably leads us in RBIs. And this year's, because of the loss of Tyler Kramer, he's our number 1 pitcher. So, obviously, everyone here is going to have to step up and fill those shoes.
Coach, going into postseason play next week or so, are there some things you're pretty pleased with about this ball club?
Yeah, first of all, a good group of kids. I mean, no complaints, just tremendous group of kids, and they've improved. A goal was, to not put as many people on base by a walk. And they've improved there. And I think our defense has gotten a lot better. And hitting, we're fine at the plate. We're just a little light in the pitching area right now.
So you have some issues there to deal with, but overall your ball club has played pretty well this season. And although you've had some struggles on the mound, you certainly are deep on the pitching staff this year.
Yeah, no, we've got a number of kids that can throw the ball, and some underclassmen that can throw the ball. So, yeah, I mean, we are, and that's really helpful. But when you don't have a number one or a number two, you kind of got to mix and match them, because after the opponents see them once or two times, you kind of got to get somebody else in there, especially when you're playing someone like Point.
Coach, your thoughts about the way the ball club's playing now heading into postseason play?
Yeah, no, I think, I think we're hitting the ball as well as we have all year, kind of peaking there. I think our defense is fine. I think if we throw strikes, we've got a chance to beat anybody.
And a good Stevens Point Ball Club today. Tell us about this matchup.
I think they're 11-1 in the conference. Really good team. Don't make a lot of mistakes. So we'll just, we're going to start Dayton Bugar. We got Mason Polga in relief. And so, we're going to get out there and play and put the ball in play and make them work for it.
Those comments from Marshfield Tiger baseball coach John Southworth. Tigers facing Stevens Point today in Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. And back with more of our pregame report following these messages.
Noah Shakor. Batting ninth and playing second. Number 1, Gavin in the field. And pitching tonight for SPASH, number 19, Joe Shizik. The Panthers are coached by Greg Turner. Now for your Marshfield Tigers. Leading off for the Tigers tonight, number 3 at shortstop, Jake Selski. Batting second and playing third, number 5, Jackson Selski. Batting third and playing at first, number 10, Dylan Lighthawk. Batting cleanup in left field, number 9, Bryce Shoddy.
Marshfield and Stevens Point this afternoon, high school baseball at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Not a bad day for baseball, but on the chilly side. Temperatures around 60 degrees right now, 58. Partly sunny skies, winds from the south-southeast, 9 miles an hour. Blowing in from center field directly at us, or at the batter at home plate, so may not see too many balls hit a long way, especially to the right side, right field and right center in this ball game today. Good crowd on hand, lots of folks down here watching baseball. Stop by if you're so inclined. The concession stand is fully operable, and lots of goodies over there as well to feed you for this ball game today. Marshfield and Stevens Point, Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Before this ball game gets underway, let's take a few moments for our national anthem. You're listening to Wisconsin Valley Conference Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in baseball action today. Marshfield Tigers are on the field defensively. At first base, Dylan Langhoff. At second base, John Will. At shortstop, Jacob Sadowska. At third base, Jackson Zaleski. The right fielder is Mason Polga. In center field, Jackson Wernberg. In left field, Bryce Shoddy. The catcher is Brody Carl. And on the mound, right-hander Dayton Bugar. This year, Dayton is 2-2 with a 4.85 earned run average. He has made 5 starts for Marshfield, has thrown 21 2/3 innings, allowed 19 runs, 15 earned on 26 hits, walked 13, struck out 17. Right-hander Dayton Bugar throwing for Marshfield today. Once again, wind blowing in from right center field, so not advantageous to our left-handed batters in this ball game today. Winds from the south-southeast about 9 miles an hour. Temperatures about 59 degrees right now. Bit on the chilly side, but all in all, not a really bad day for baseball here at Jack Hackman Field this afternoon. Third time this year these teams have met. This year the Wisconsin Valley Conference going to a triple schedule. You play everybody 3 times rather than 2. To make up for the loss of Merrill in conference play this year. And so you're not finding a whole slew of non-conference games. Leadoff man for Stevens Point is the center fielder Kaysen Sager. In conference play, Kaysen batting .286 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs for SPASH this year. Sager batting right-handed, he digs in. Bugar into his motion, and his first pitch, a breaking ball up and in for ball 1. Play underway here at Jack Hackman Field, Marshfield, and Stevens Point, Wisconsin Valley Conference action today. Bugar winds and throws 1-0. Misses low and outside for ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, Marshfield really victimized by some injury issues, not only recently, but throughout this season. Another key man now sidelined for Marshfield. The count on Sager 2-0. And Bugar fires once again. Yeah, that's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1. Catcher Mason Anderson, a real leader on this Tiger ball club and perhaps Marshfield's best hitter, now sidelined with an injury. Here is the 2-1 delivery. That's in the dirt for ball 3. Mason hit by a pitch in the ball game against Stevens Point on Tuesday. He is now sidelined. We don't know how long he'll be out of action. Sager ahead 3-1, and Bugar fires a breaking ball that misses high and outside for ball 4. So Bugar walks the first man he faces today and brings up point right fielder Braden Marshke. Marshke batting .394 this year, no home runs and 6 runs batted in. Coach Craig Terpstra with some signs at third base as Marshke stands in. Bugar working from the stretch. Good lead by Sager at first base, held there by Langhoff. And Dayton tosses over. Sager back quickly. Outfield rather shallow, especially in right field and center, with that wind blowing in from right center field. Again to first base, and Sager dives in safely. Marshke stands ready once again, tall right-handed batter. Bugar gets set and throws a breaking ball, half swing, and they'll ring him up for strike 1. So Mason Anderson now sidelined for Marshfield. Big loss for the Tigers as a catcher, and he pitches as well. Perhaps Marshfield's top hitter this season. But Mason now sidelined due to injury. No balls, 1 strike the count. Bugar from the stretch. Throws a breaking ball up and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have dealt all year long with the loss of 2 other key men. Their number 1 pitcher, Tyler Kramer, has not played at all this season due to shoulder problems. That's a big loss for Marshfield. First base again, and Sager dives in. And outfielder Easton Ledden has played very sparingly due to shoulder issues as well. Not seen much of Easton all year long. Bugar gets set. 1-1 pitch, runner going, pitches low and outside for a ball. Throw to second base, a bit offline. And Sager steals second base. Count on Marshke now 2-1. So 3 big losses there. In fact, if you add that up, Kramer and Anderson, that's basically Marshfield's top 2 pitchers this year, now sidelined heading into postseason play. 2 balls, 1 strike on Braden Marshke. Stands back in there. Bugar checks the runner and now fires down low for ball 3. 3-1. So Brody Carl, at least for today, becomes Marshfield's catcher. Brody has done good work in center field for the Tigers this year, so that is a loss at that spot, although Jackson Wernberg, playing out there for Marshfield today, also a very solid defender, so you don't lose a whole lot with Jackson out there. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And Bugar throws again and misses low and inside, ball 4. So Bugar has walked the first 2 men he's faced in this ball game. Batting for Stevens Point, Calvin Roth. The SPASH shortstop comes in batting .576 in conference play with 1 home run and 10 runs batted in. Early threat here for Stevens Point. Bugar working from the stretch. Runners take their leads. Dayton gets set. Long look at second base. And now delivers a line shot to shortstop and just by Sadowski to left field for a base hit. Sager running third base. He will come home. Marshke stops at second. RBI single for Calvin Roth, and Stevens Point leads 1-0. That ball just out of the reach of shortstop Jacob Sadowski, who dove towards the hole and just missed it. So Sager is in. Marshke stops at second base. Point leads 1-0. The DH, Jonathan Trilka batting, hitting .485 with 12 RBIs for SPASH this year. Bugar stays in the stretch here. And now Trilka steps out on him. You do have to wonder at this point how often Bugar and Brody Carl have worked together as a battery, since Mason Anderson has caught much of the year for Marshfield. Bugar now gets set once again and delivers. Ground ball towards short. Sadowski goes to Will for 1 on the first base in time for the double play. And on that play, Marshke takes third base. Tigers turn a 6-4-3 double play. Sadowski to Will to Langhoff.
Nice double play for the Tigers. And that brings up number 25, Pregame.
Marshke takes third base. And Point has base runner at third with 2 outs for the third baseman, Braden Jankowski. The pitch by Bugar misses low and outside, ball 1. Our score is Stevens Point 1, Marshfield 0. Point batting top of the first. 2 outs, base runner at third base. Jankowski batting left-handed. And Bugar fires. Curveball missed the outside corner, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Stevens Point and Marshfield renewing their baseball rivalry today on a kind of a chilly day here in central Wisconsin. Bugar gets set and throws a big swing and a miss. Count now 2-1. A lot of big hitters on this Stevens Point Ball Club again this year. This middle part of their batting order really packed with good offensive players. Boogar throws again, a pop foul on the third base side, heading out of play. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Braden Jankowski. One other ball game in the Wisconsin Valley Conference today. That's Wisconsin Rapids at DC Everest. That ball game now underway in Schofield. Boogar from the stretch once again. Throws 2-2. Curveball breaks high for a ball. And the count full 3-2. Lots of non-conference games on the schedule for today. And a few conference games as well. Boogar gets set. Throws a curveball high and away, ball 4. So Boogar has walked 3 men here in the opening inning. Jankowski takes first base. Marshke holds at third. For left fielder Grant Yonke, batting .419 with 8 RBIs for SPASH this season. Some signs from Coach Terpstra. We'll see if Jankowski is moving here. I'm sure he's aware that Marshfield is playing a backup catcher today. And Brody Carl might be tested. Good lead down there by Jankowski at first base. Boogar from the stretch. Runner goes. Pitches hit foul to the screen for strike 1. Other games around central Wisconsin today. Neilsville-Granton playing at Spencer. Stratford playing Leona-Wabeno at Leona today. Making that long trip. Prentice at Auburndale. Wild Rose at Pittsville. Abbotsford-Colby at Stanley Boyd. Again, Boogar from the stretch. Throws again, a big swing and a miss. 0-2 on Yonke. Thorpe Owen Withy plays at Loyal today. Rib Lake at Marathon. Lakeland at Mosinee. Medford at Rhinelander. High school baseball action today. 0-2 on Grant Yonke. Boogar, a big lead at first base by Jankowski. Boogar steps off, runs towards him. Now throws to Sadowska. The runner at third base, Marshke watching this. And they run Jankowski back to first base. He'll get in there safely. And Marshke holds at third. Jankowski trying to draw a throw that would allow Marshke to score. But was not able to do so. Yonke back in there. The count, no balls and 2 strikes. Boogar sets himself once again. And now delivers. Misses high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boogar has walked 3 in this inning, but he's been helped considerably by a timely double play. Yonke back in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Boogar from the stretch. Gets set. Delivers, swung on and missed for strike 3. Boogar's first strikeout of the day. In the first for Stevens Point, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 3 walks, 2 men left on base. After 1/2 inning, our score is Stevens Point 1, Marshfield coming to bat. And more baseball coming up in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Point on the field offensively this afternoon. At first base is Darren Grabsky. At second base, Gavin Thiel. At shortstop, Calvin Roth. At third base, Braden Jankowski. In right field, Braden Marshke. In center field, Kaysen Sager. In left field, Grant Yonke. The catcher is Noah Shakurit. On the mound, right-hander Joe Shizik. In Wisconsin Valley Conference play this year, Shizik is 1-1 with a 3.00 ERA. He has thrown 18 2/3 innings, allowed 12 runs, 8 earned on 24 hits, walked 11 and struck out 17. Leadoff batter for Marshfield in the first, shortstop Jacob Sadowska. Jacob batting .407 with 9 RBIs this season. Shizik working from the stretch. He now throws and misses low and got the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Sadowska, batting left-handed. Shizik ready. Throws once again, pop foul to the screen. 0-2. Stevens' Point outfielder is very shallow. No balls, 2 strikes on Jacob Sadowska. Shizik ready. Throws low and inside for ball. 1-2. Mentioned the Marshfield outfielders quite shallow the top half of this inning, but the SPASH outfielders even more shallow, especially Yankee in left field. Ball and 2 strikes on Sadowska. Pitch on the way, misses outside for a ball. 2-2. Jake Sadowska to play college baseball next season at UW Superior. Be a good asset to the Yellow Jackets program next season. Shizik throws once again, ground ball third base side, but going foul, knocked down nicely by Coach John Southworth. Still 2-2 on Jacob Sadowska. Jacob digs in there once again. Shizik stays in the stretch. Throws a big swing and a miss. That high fastball, Jacob could not connect, and he's out on strikes. First strikeout for Joe Shizik today. Tiger batter is third baseman Jackson Zaleski, batting .300 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs. Jackson batting right-handed. Shizik throws a breaking ball. Nice pitch. Across for a call, strike 1. Boy, lots of break on that toss by Shizik. Count no balls and 1 strike. Zaleski digs in once again. Shizik throws. Curveball again. About the same spot. Called strike 2. It's going to be a tough pitch to hit if he can get command of that pitch today. No balls, 2 strikes on Jackson Zaleski. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball up and in for a ball. 1-2. Well, in this state in 1923, something occurred in Major League Baseball that had not happened before. Something brand new. Next pitch down low for ball. 2-2. An unprecedented move by New York Yankees owner Jake Rupert. He did something no owner had ever done in baseball history prior to that date. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that's in the dirt, ball 3, 3-2. On this date in 1923, Colonel Rupert bought 2 extra sets of uniforms for his ball players. That had never been done before. Here's the full count pitch. Lined on the right field line, curving but falling in fair ground in the right field corner. And Zaleski holds on with a base hit. Went the opposite way, lined one down the right field line. Marshfield has a 1-out base runner. Marshfield batter, first baseman Dylan Langhoff, batting .367 with 9 RBIs this year. Zaleski at first base, held there by Darren Grabsky. Pitch on the way, low and inside for ball 1. Stevens Point leads 1-0. Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the first, 1 out, 1 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Dylan Langhoff. Shizik again from the stretch. Now throws and got the outside corner for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Before that date, all baseball teams had one set of uniforms, and they wore those uniforms day in and day out. Here's the 1-1 delivery. At the knees, over for call strike, 1-2. But Colonel Rupert got tired of seeing his team show up in dirty uniforms after maybe they had slid or got some dirt on them the previous day. Here's the ball, line fell on the third base side, stays 1-2. And so he ordered a new set of uniforms for his ball players so they could have clean uniforms every day. If they got one set dirty, they could wash those and use the second set the next day. 1-2 pitch, hit in the air to left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Zaleski rounding second base, coming to third. The throw in is off the line. Langhoff at first base with a base hit. And Marshfield has base runners at first and third with only 1 out. So the Tigers with a threat here in the opening inning. Marshfield batter is the left fielder Bryce Shoddy, batting .333 with 11 RBIs this year. Marshfield has a scoring threat here in the first inning. Shizik working from the stretch. He throws and misses inside for ball 1. Zaleski at third, Langhoff at first with only 1 out. Shoddy batting left-handed. Shizik now throws again, half swing, and the pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Shoddy batting cleanup today for the Tigers. Shizik fires once again, ground ball towards short. Roth to Thiel for 1 on to first base in time for the double play. So each team turns a 6-4-3 double play in the opening inning. Langhoff forced at second, and the relay doubles up Shoddy to end the inning. In the first.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
A good day for baseball here in central Wisconsin. Marshfield facing Stevens Point this afternoon. Point batting in the top half of the second inning. Leadoff hitter, first baseman Darren Grabsky facing Marshfield's Dayton Bugar. Bugar winds and delivers a drive down the left field line that falls in the left field corner. Could be extra bases. Grabsky heading to second base. The ball played back in by Bryce Shoddy. A double for Darren Grabsky to open the Point second inning. Second Stevens Point hit today. So SPASH has a leadoff base runner for the catcher Noah Shakurat. Shakurat batting .250 with 4 RBIs. Batting left-handed today. Dayton Bugar on the mound for Marshfield, pitching from the stretch. And Dayton delivers a breaking ball, outside, ball 1. Stevens Point leads it 1-0 as they bat top of the second. Base runner at second base and nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Noah Shikurit. Bugar ready. And throws once again. Bounces in, gets away from the catcher Carl, and Grabsky takes third base. Brody blocked it, but it bounded down the first base foul line. So a wild pitch charge to Bugar. Grabsky takes third, and the count on Shikurit, 2 balls and no strikes. Good scoring chance here for Stevens Point. Marshfield plays the infield halfway here. Bugar ready and throws. That pitch misses high and outside for ball, 3-0. Bugar again did walk 3 in the opening inning. Was helped dramatically by a double play ball in that first inning. Here's the 3-0 delivery, and that breaks across for a called strike. Count now 3-1. Can't afford too many base runners against a strong ball club like Stevens Point. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. Bugar ready. Fires once again. Popped up into left field. Shoddy comes in a long way. He'll call and make the catch. Ball not hit very far, and so the runner at third base, Grabsky, draws a throw, but he won't try to score. Goes back to third base. Shikurit flies out to Shoddy in left field. That's 1 man down. Grabsky stays at third base, and the batter is second baseman Gavin Thiel. He's batting .353 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs this season. Infield plays this halfway. Bugar from the stretch. Throws high and away, ball 1. Stevens Point on top, 1-0. SPASH batting, top of the second. A base runner at third base and 1 out. Here is the 1-0 delivery. That's hit in the air down the left field line in foul ground. Carl has a look, but has no play. Ball falls out of play. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Other baseball games today on ZaleskiSports.com. Pacelli at Port Edwards. Augusta at Osseo Fairchild. Wisconsin Rapids at DC Everest. All today on ZaleskiSports.com. Count on Thiel, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bugar throws once again. Outside, but right through the glove of Carl. And Grabsky comes home. Ball certainly was receivable, but went right through Brody Carl's glove to the backstop. That will be ruled as a passed ball. Grabsky scores. And Stevens Point leads 2-0. Count on Thiel, now 2 balls and 1 strike. Thiel now batting with the bases empty. Bugar goes back to the windup here. Gets set and delivers. Line towards center field. Wernberg comes on but plays the ball on a hop for a base hit. Thiel singles to center field, and Stevens Point has a one-out base runner for leadoff man Kason Sager, who walked and scored his first time up. Also today, Pacelli and St. Mary Springs in softball on ZaleskiSports.com. And soccer tonight, Marshfield and Stevens Point. That match begins at 7:30 this evening on ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield and Stevens Point girls soccer this evening. Sager stands in. Bugar from the stretch. He delivers, low and outside for ball 1. Thiel at first base, down there with 1 out, 1 run already in. Count on Kason Sager, 1 ball, no strikes. Bugar again gets ready. And now throws a breaking ball. Nice pitch. Got the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Terpstra with some signs at third base. And Sager digs in once again. Boogar turns, goes to first base, and Thiel dives back in safely. Point threatening here in the second inning once again. Count on Sager, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, curveball, breaks across for call strike, 1-2. Wind blowing in from right center field today. We've not really experienced that too much this year. We've had some days where the wind's blown pretty hard, but usually not in. Usually out to left field or right field, but not too much at us as it is today. 1-2 on Sager. Boogar fires, misses high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're listening to Wisconsin Valley Conference Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. Boogar now steps off, and Thiel back to first base. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point baseball today. 2-2 delivery, low and outside, ball 3. Count on Sager now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boogar racking up lots of pitches. He's at 37 now. We're only in the second inning. Sets again, full count pitch. Popped up. Sadowski at shortstop will call and make the play for the out. Thiel holds at first base. That's out number 2. The SPASH batter, right fielder Braden Marshke, walked his first time up.
With 2 outs, the batter is number 6, Braden Marshfield.
Thiel at first base, held there by Langhoff. Boogar ready. Throws a breaking ball, high and away, ball 1. Point batting in the top half of the second. They lead 2-0 with Thiel at first base and 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes on Braden Marshke. Right-hander Dayton Boogar throwing for Marshfield today. Sets himself and delivers. And that rides high and outside for a ball, 2-0. Seems like the skies are brightening somewhat. So some sunshine peeking through. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Boogar back to first base, and Thiel dives back in safely. Bright sunshine on the playing field now. Zaleski at third base, shielding his eyes because of that sun. Now Boogar throws once again, swung on and missed. And they count on Marshke, 2 balls and 1 strike. Boogar with some difficulties in the first inning, now in a jam here in the second as well. The count 2-1. Marshke digs in once again. Here's the pitch. Going outside for a ball. Runner's going. Throw to second base is late. Thiel steals second base. And the count on Marshke now 3-1. So a base hit here could add to the SPASH lead. Marshke back in there. Boogar ready, now delivers. Breaking ball up and in for ball 4. So Boogar has walked 4 in 1 2/3 innings. And Stevens Point has base runners at first and second for number 3 hitter Calvin Roth, who delivered an RBI base hit his first time up. 1 for 1 on the day. And Calvin batting .576 in conference play, hitting into this ball game, so that number might be close to 600 after that base hit in the first inning. Boogar throws here, fouled back for strike 1. Stevens Point on top, 2-0. SPASH batting in the top of the second. Runners at first and second, and 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike on Calvin Roth. Third place hitter in the SPASH batting order today. Roth batting right-handed, digs in once again. Bugar now goes back to the stretch. And he'll step off. Steele at second base, doing some dancing down there, getting a good lead. Bugar didn't like that. So he forces Steele back to the bag. Bugar ready once again. And now delivers. A long drive to deep left center field. Shoddy and Wernberg converge. They get there. And Shoddy in left field makes the catch to end the inning. Hit well by Roth, but stays in the ballpark. Tracked down by Bryce Shoddy to retire the side. Stevens Point in the second. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, a walk, and 2 men left on base. After 1.5, our score is Stevens Point 2, Marshfield nothing. We'll come back for more baseball in just a moment.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Baseball action today at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting. In our Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup, the Marshfield batters, pitcher Dayton Bugar, batting for the first time. Joe Shizik throwing for Stevens Point from the stretch. He throws a fastball that's over for a called strike 1. Stevens Point now on top 2-0. Marshfield batting last half of the second inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Shizik now throws 0-1, half swing, and they will ring him up for strike 2. Bugar batting .208 with 12 RBIs for Marshfield this year. Digs in once again. And Shizik throws, breaking ball, just missed the outside corner for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bugar stands in there, pitch on the way, fouled back. Stays 1-2. Stevens Point pretty deep with their pitching staff. Joe Shizik getting his chance today. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's hit foul on the first base side of the play. Stays 1-2. Marshfield's 5, 6, 7 men due up for this second inning. Bugar back in there. And again, Shizik throws. Misses outside for a ball. 2-2. Wind again blowing in today. In from right field. Here's the 2-2 delivery. High hopper third base side, but will roll foul. Count stays 2-2. Few people out in the bleachers in left field today. Watching the ball game from Spruce Avenue. Good location out there. Count on Bugar, 2-2. Shizik now delivers. Fouled over the screen. Still 2-2. We'll see more of that during the Legion Chaparral season. 2-2 on Bugar. And Shizik fires a curveball off into the bat, foul. This next pitch will be the 10th pitch that Shizik has thrown to Bugar. Dayton stands back in there. Shizik again stays in the stretch. Now fires, again fouled back. Very long at bat here for Dayton Bugar, battling Joe Shizik as Marshfield's leadoff man here in the second inning. Dayton digs in again. Shizik winds and throws in the dirt for ball 3. Count full, 3-2. Marshfield looking for base runners. Tigers down by a couple here in the second inning. Bugar back in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. High hopper towards short. Roth will charge, grab it, fire to first base in time for the out. Nicely done by SPASH shortstop Calvin Roth, charging on that high hopper over the mound. And that's out number 1 here in the Marshfield second.
22, Tyler Come.
Batting for Marshfield, the DH Tyler Cum, hitting 200 with 7 RBIs. Shizik gets set, throws, low and inside, ball 1. Well, some rather shocking news in the sports world today. Understand that NASCAR great Kyle Busch passed away today at the age of 41. No details on that, except we have been told that he was hospitalized after falling ill this week. But Kyle Busch died today at the age of 41. Big loss for NASCAR. 1 ball, no strikes on Tyler Cum. Shizik throws, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cum, batting left-handed, digs in once again. Shizik ready. He throws, ground ball towards short, cut off by the third baseman Jankowski. Fires on the first base, but his throw is offline. Takes Grabsky off the bag, and Cum beats it out. And that will be ruled an infield hit for Tyler Cum. Marshfield's third hit. Tough chance there for Jankowski to cut in front of the shortstop Roth at deep short. Make that throw on target. So Cum reaches the batter's center fielder Jackson Wernberg, hitting 250 with 3 RBIs. Shizik from the stretch, pitches and fouls one back for strike 1. Stevens Point has the edge here. The Panthers on top 2-0. Marshfield batting in the last half of the second. 1 out, 1 on. 0-1 on Jackson Wernberg. Next pitch, the one outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers down by 2, trying to come back here in this second inning. Shizik fires once again, a swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Run's going to be tough to come by against the Stevens Point Ball Club. Ornberg stands ready once again. Pitch on the way, a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout for Joe Shizik. 2 men down. Marshfield batter is Brody Carl, who's catching today. Brody batting .172 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs this season.
Number 4, Brody Carl.
Again, Brody normally the Marshfield center fielder, sometimes second baseman. Pitch by Shizik, fouled back for strike 1. But he's catching today in place of Mason Anderson, who was sidelined after being hit by a pitch a couple of nights ago. No balls, 1 strike on Carl. Cum leads at first base, held there by Grabsky. Here's a curveball, and that breaks in there for a call, strike 2. Boy, Shizik doing well with that breaking ball today. He's ahead here, 0-2. And Carl stands in. Here's the pitch, curveball, popped up in foul ground on the first base side. Grabsky comes over near the SPASH dugout, but has no play. Ball falls out of play. Count stays 0-2. These two teams meeting for the third time this year, and that's now the conference norm since the Wisconsin Valley Conference down to only 6 schools. Play everybody 3 times in the conference this year. Again, the 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball, 1-2. And SPASH 2-0 against Marshfield heading into this ball game today. Carl back in there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shizik from the stretch. Now delivers, popped foul to the screen. Carl stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Shizik now with 44 pitches, tossed to first base, and does back in, so Shizik may not be around at the end either. And a long at bat by Bugar certainly inflated Shizik's pitching totals. Carl back in there, a ball and 2 strikes. Shizik fires once again, line to left field. Yankee comes on, makes a diving attempt, but the ball gets by him instead and rolls to deep left field. Takes third base, and Carl goes to second. And Marshfield has base runners at second and third with 2 outs. That will be ruled an error on the left fielder Grant Yankee. That was a low line drive, and Yankee made a diving attempt, but the ball got by him. And so Marshfield has base runners at second and third for right fielder Mason Polga, batting for the first time today. Polga batting 125 this year with 3 RBIs. So a scoring chance for Marshfield here in the second. Shizik working from the stretch. He throws high for ball 1. Stevens Point on top 2-0. Marshfield batting last half of the second. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. Pitch on the way, fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wes Nowitzki now serving as a courtesy runner for Carl at second base. Wes Nowitzki, the courtesy runner for Marshfield at second base. Count on Polgo, 1 ball, 1 strike. Shizik ready, checks the base runners, and throws, swung on and missed. And Polga behind, 1-2. So Shizik trying to pitch out of it here. Polga digs in once again. And the 1-2 delivery. A swing and a miss to end the inning. Shizik's third strikeout. Tigers get 2 men in scoring position, but they cannot bring them home. In the second for Marshfield, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left on base. Now after 2 innings, our score is Stevens Point 2, Marshfield 0. We'll come back with more baseball following these messages.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Coverage of high school baseball action today on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Stevens Point batting, top of the third. The DH, Jonathan Trelka, standing in. He bounced into a 6-4-3 double play, his first time up. Dayton Bugar on the mound for Marshfield today. Dayton winds and delivers a big curveball that rates high for ball one. Stevens Point on top, 2-0. SPASH batting, top of the third here at Jack Hackman Field. Now the 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's the one inside for ball, 2-0. Bugar has allowed 3 hits and also walked 4 in 2 innings. Rather fortunate he's only down by 2 runs. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Here's a big curveball that floats over Trilka's head for ball 3. 3-0. Stevens Point's had their share of base runners so far today. Count, 3 balls and no strikes. And Bugar fires once again. That rides high for ball 4. So Bugar has now walked 5 in 2+ innings. SPASH batter is the third baseman, Braden Jankowski, who walked his first time up. Jankowski batting .440 this year, batting left-handed. Trelka off first base, held there by Langhoff. Here's the pitch, and a bit outside, ball 1. So Dayton Bugar, who coming into this ball game had walked 13 and 21 2/3 innings. Not a appreciably bad number for a high school pitcher. Throws again here, half swing on an inside fastball. And that will be rolled a ball, 2-0. But Dayton struggling with his control today. Behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. Bugar back to the stretch. And now delivers. That's high and outside, ball 3. So Bugar now has thrown 7 straight off the plate to start the Stevens Point third. Count on Jankowski, 3-0. Bugar ready. He now fires. That does break across for a called strike. 3-1. Again, Marshfield playing much of this year without a couple of top pitchers, Tyler Kramer and Mason Anderson. It's put the Tiger pitching staff in a tough spot. Bugar throws once again, line to left field, and that will drop for a base hit. Cut off by Shoddy. And Trelka stops at second base. 4th hit for Stevens Point today. And Tiger coach John Southworth coming out.
Single, ready puts up runners at first and second for number 7.
Be a conference on the mound. We'll see if Coach Southworth makes a change here. Looks like some players are grabbing some different gloves, so we may have a change here for Marshfield. Dylan Langhoff coming off the field, Tiger first baseman. And Bugar going to the outfield, it appears.
Now pitching for the Tigers, number 2, Mason Polga.
And Mason Polga comes in from right field. He'll take over on the mound for Marshfield. So Mason Polga is the new Marshfield pitcher. Bugar goes 2+ innings. Allows 2 runs, both earned, and responsible for the 2 men on base now. He allowed 4 hits, but walked 5. Struck out 1 through 1 wild pitch. And Mason Polga, a right-hander, comes in from right field. And he'll take over on the mound for the Tigers. Here it's a tough spot here. Base runners at first and second, and nobody out. Bugar goes to first base. So Langhoff is now in right field for Marshfield. First man that Polga will face is left fielder Grant Yankee. He struck out his first time up. 0 for 1. Polga from the stretch. Bunt play is on. Bunted foul, however, strike one. Stevens Point leads it 2-0. Spash batting top of the third. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. Yankee back in there. Now behind 0-1. Polga again checks the base runners. Again, squares, bunts third base out. A good bunt picked up by Polga. He'll wheel, throw to first base, and throw the ball down the right field line. So Trilko will score. Jankowski to third base, rounding third, and he'll try to come home as well. The throw is up the line. There's a sweep tag, and he beats the tag. Jankowski in as well, and Yankee goes to second base. And Stevens Point takes a 4-0 lead. Yankee with a sacrifice and a throwing error on the catcher, Carl. And Trilka scores from second base. Jankowski scores from first. That ball went right down the right field foul line before it was retrieved by Dylan Langhoff. So 2 runs are in. Both those runs are charged to Bugar. Stevens Point now leads 4-0, and the batter is the first baseman Darren Grabsky. Polga from the stretch. He steps off. Marshfield's first error today on that throw by Carl. Grabsky back in there. Here's the pitch by Polga, low and inside for ball 1. Those runs charged to Bugar. As of this moment, they are unearned, but that could change. Count on Grabsky, 1 ball, no strikes. Again, Polga gets ready and throws outside for ball 2, 2-0. I believe they've given Yankee a bunt single on that play, which probably is deserved. I think he would have beat out that throw regardless. But then throwing error moves him to second base and moves his other runners around as well. Next pitch down low for a ball, and the count on Grabsky now 3-0. So that's a bunt single and an error on that play. Not a sacrifice. Grabsky back in there, 3 balls, no strikes. Polga gets ready and throws, misses high and outside for ball 4. So Marshfield pitchers now have walked 6 today. Here's the catcher, Noah Shakurit. Fly to left his first time up.
Grabsky walks, bringing up number 29, Noah Shakurit.
Stevens Point with a chance here to add to their lead. Still nobody out here in the SPASH third. Shakurit batting left-handed. Polga sets himself and throws. That pitch rides inside, ball 1. Our score now, Stevens Point 4, Marshfield 0. SPASH batting top of the third. Runners at first and second, nobody out, 2 runs are in. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Low and inside, bounds away from Carl, the runners advance. Count on Shakurit now 2-0. That ball was low and squirmed through Brody Carl's equipment. So Yankee takes third base, Grabsky on to second. Count on Shakurit 2-0. You're listening to Wisconsin Valley Conference Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. There's a fastball, high and away, ball 3, 3-0. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Stevens Point on top of this ball game 4-0, and they're threatening to add more here in the third. Runners at second and third, still nobody out. Polga throws again, and on the outside corner for a call strike, 3-1. SPASH with single runs in the first and second, now 2 more here in the third inning. And looking for more. Shakurat back in there, the count 3 balls, 1 strike. Polga gets ready and throws down the middle for a call strike 2. Count on Noah Shakurat now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners take their leads. Polga will check them. Mason now fires. A line shot to right center field that drops for a base hit. Yankee is in. Grabsky rounding third base, and he will score as well. 2-run single for Noah Shakurat. Put Stevens Point on top, 6-0. As both Yankee and Grabsky score on that base hit by Shakurat.
Base hit brings in 2 runs and brings up number 1, Gavin Thiel.
Those runs are charged to Polga. The batter is second baseman Gavin Thiel. He singled his first time up. So Stevens Point opens this third inning with 5 consecutive base runners. 2 singles, 2 walks. Now Thiel stands in. Polga delivers. That's line to left field, and that falls for a base hit. Shakurat to second base. He'll stop right there. Thiel's second hit today. Stevens Point now has 7 hits. And 6 of those by their bottom 5 guys in the batting order. Leadoff man Kason Sager batting. He has walked and scored and popped a short today. 0 for 1. Polga sets himself and throws. Misses low and outside for ball 1. It's now Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. SPASH batting top of the third. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Kason Sager. Polga fires once again. High and outside for ball 2-0. The first 6 Stevens Point batters this inning have reached base. Count on Sager, 2 balls, no strikes. Polga in relief of Bugar. Stands ready. And now delivers. That's line back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Shakurat to third base. He'll be held right there. SPASH thinking that Wernberg might catch that line drive. He instead played the ball on a hop. So the bases are loaded. Shakurat to third base. Thiel to second. Sager to first. Bases loaded. The batter now is the right fielder Braden Marshke. He has walked twice today. First 7 SPASH batters this inning have reached base. Still nobody out, and 4 runs are in. Polga stays in the stretch here. And he fires. That's in there for a call, strike 1. Shakurat at third. Thiel at second. Sager at first. Still nobody out, and 4 runs already in. The 0-1 pitch on the way. That bounces in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. A rough third inning for Marshfield. Stevens Point hitting on all cylinders this inning. Marshke with a chance to add to that lead. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Ground ball to third, grabbed by Zaleski. He'll come home for 1 on to first base late. So Shakurat cut down home plate on that ground, that fielder's choice. Shakurat out number 1. On that play, Thiel goes to third base. Sager takes second, and Marshke on the fielder's choice. Now the runner at first base. Ninth man to bat for SPASH this inning is shortstop Calvin Roth, who has singled home a run and fly to left. Tiger infield is in. Polga from the stretch. He now throws, lined at Zaleski at third base. He turns around and steps on the third base bag to double up Thiel to end the inning. A hard smash hit by Calvin Roth, but right at third baseman Jackson Zaleski. He catches Thiel off the bag to retire the side. The second double play turned by Marshfield in this ballgame. Stevens Point in the third gets 4 runs on 5 hits. 1 Marshfield error, 1 walk, 2 men left on base. We've now played 2.5 innings, and our score is Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. More baseball coming up following these messages.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Marshfield comes to bat, bottom half of the third. Jacob Sadowska leads off against Joe Shizik. Fastball down low for ball 1. Stevens Point now on top, 6-0, Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the third here at Jack Hackman Field. Jacob has struck out today, he's 0 for 1. Marshfield leadoff man, left-handed batter. Joe Shizik on the mound for Stevens Point today. He fires here and misses inside for ball 2-0. Shizik now working with a 6-run lead as he pitches here in the third inning. Gets set, throws once again, ground ball first base side, and right by the first baseman, Grabsky, down the right field line. Sadowska with a wide turn, but holds at first base. That's ruled a base hit for Jacob Sadowska. That ball hit sharply at Grabsky, but it went through him, and they'll give Sadowska credit for a base hit on that play. Marshfield has a leadoff base runner for third baseman Jackson Zaleski, who singled his first time up. Jackson 1 for 1. Sadowska leads at first base, held there by Grabsky. Shizik now throws a curveball hit in the air to center field, but right at Sager, who makes the catch for the out, and Sadowska back to first base. 1 out in the Marshfield third, and Dylan Langhoff now standing in. Dylan now playing right field, singled his first time up.
With 1 out, the batter is number 10, Dylan Langhoff.
Dylan batting left-handed. Joe Shizik on the mound for Stevens Point today. He'll go to first base and Sadowska back in there. Jacob perhaps Marshfield's quickest ball player, but not sure he'll be running with a 6-run deficit, but we'll see how the Tigers play this. Langhoff back in there. Shizik fires once again, misses outside for ball 1. It's Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. Marshfield batting bottom half of the third. 1 out, 1 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Dylan Langhoff. Shizik from the stretch once again. Now delivers outside for ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Make sure you join us on WOSQ for Trajan Bogdanovich and his special program, Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. To a delivery. hit in the air to shallow left field. Roth out, Yankee comes in. Yankee, the left fielder, calls and grabs it, sliding left field. May have been bothered by that sun, but makes the play for out number 2, and Sadowska back to first base. Trajan Bogdanovich has his special take on Wisconsin sports every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, and WOSQFM.com. Left fielder Bryce Shoddy now batting for Marshfield. Bouncing a double play his first time up. Sadowska going. Pitch is outside for a ball. Throw to second base offline. And Sadowska is running with a 6-run deficit and steals second base. The count on Shoddy, 1 ball, no strikes. Bryce batting left-handed, digs in once again. Shizik will check the base runner. And now deliver. Popped foul over the screen. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Marshfield and Stevens Point baseball today here at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Count on Bryce Shoddy, 1 ball, 1 strike. Shizik gets set and throws. That's line down the right field line, hooking and falling in foul ground. Line drive hit right down that right field foul line, but just outside the line. And Shoddy comes back with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sadowska back to second base. Tigers still looking for their first run of the day. Shizik sets himself once again. And now the 1-2 delivery misses off the plate for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shoddy holding that bat high. Gets set. The pitch by Shizik. Inside for a ball. The count goes full 3-2. Tigers looking for base runners, down by 6 here in the 3rd inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Shizik ready once again. And now throws. Hit foul on the third base side of the play. Count stays 3-2. Tigers have had some long at-bats in this ball game. 3-2 on Shoddy. Sadowska edges off second base, and Shizik will check him. Spins and bluffs Sadowska back to second. No throw on the play. Still 3-2 on Bryce Shoddy. He digs in once again. Shizik ready. And throws up and in for ball 4. Shoddy draws a base on balls, the first issued by Shizik today. And Dayton Bugar now batting for Marshfield, the Tiger first baseman. Bounced to short his first time up. Dayton had a 12-pitch at bat his first time up before he bounced to short. Shizik throws a curveball here that breaks a bit high for ball 1. Stevens Point leads this ball game 6-0. Marshfield batting last half of the 3rd. 2 out, 2 on. 1-0 pitch to Dayton Bugar. Half swing and a high fastball. That'll be ruled ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Time now called as White coach Craig Terpstra comes out for a conference on the mound. Stevens Point with single runs in the 1st and 2nd, and 4 more in the 3rd to grab their current 6-0 lead. Stevens Point riding an 11-game win streak. Looking for their 20th win of the year. They're ranked number 8 in the state in the Division I baseball poll. Conference breaks up quickly. And Bugar heading back to the batter's box. The count on Dayton, 2 balls and no strikes. Sadowska at second base, Shoddy at first. Shizik will check them. And the pitch to Bugar, hit in the air towards right field. Marshke drifts to the right field foul line, gets there and makes a nice running catch to end the inning. Hit well by Bogart, but right down that right field foul line. Marshke tracks it down to retire the side. In the third for Marshfield, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a walk, and 2 left. Now, after 3 innings, our score is Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. We'll return with more baseball in just a moment.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
We're enjoying baseball action today at Jack Hackman Field, especially the Stevens Point fans. Point on top 6-0. And Marshfield will change pitchers again. And John Will comes in the ballgame to pitch for Marshfield. Mason Polga goes 1 inning. Allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Walked 1. Now John Will on the mound for the Tigers.
For the Tigers, number 1, John Will.
Leadoff man for Stevens Point, the DH Jonathan Trelka, has walked and bounced into a double play. Will winds and throws, and misses down low for ball 1. Stevens Point leads it 6-0 as they bat top half of the 4th inning. Will throws 1-0, hit deep but fouled on the right field line, heading out of play. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Will, the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day, throws once again and misses a bit low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Will working from the windup here. Pitch ready and throws. High fly ball again down the right field line. Heading foul and out of play. 2-2. The right fielder Langhoff now standing over by the right field foul line. 2-2 pitch, a curveball whacked on the 3rd base line. Behind the bag, Rabbi Zaleski fires to first base. A nice stretch there by the first baseman Bugar, and Trelka is retired. That's out number 1.
It's first out, and that brings up number 25, Braden Jankowski.
Mason Polga now playing second base for the Tigers. SPASH batter is the 3rd baseman Braden Jankowski. Has walked and also singled and scored today. Will winds and delivers. Up and away for ball 1. We see more and more schools these days adding women's flag football programs. 1-0 delivery. Catches the inside corner for a call strike, 1-1. And one of the latest is UW Parkside. And they'll field a women's flag football team next fall, in the fall of 2026. Next pitch on the inside corner again, called strike 1-2. That's big news because Parkside, being Wisconsin's only NCAA Division II school, will be able to offer athletic scholarships in that sport. Will Wines throws once again, line towards right center field, and that will drop for a base hit. Jankowski's second hit today. 9 Stevens Point hits today. And SPASH has a win-out base runner for the left fielder, Grant Yonke. Yonke has struck out and bunted his way on today. 1 for 2 with a run scored. Right now there are 26 Division II schools nationwide that offer women's flag football. Yonke digs in, Will from the stretch. He throws, that's a high fly ball to left field. Shoddy comes on and makes the catch for the out. Jankowski back to first base. Yonke flies out, that's out number 2. And first baseman Darren Grabsky batting for Stevens Point. Grabsky has doubled and walked today, 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Several Wisconsin Division III schools plan to add women's flag football programs in the near future, including Marion, UW Oshkosh, Beloit, Lakeland, and Ripon. All have plans for college women's flag football programs, now Parkside as well. Grabsky digs in. Jankowski at first base with 2 outs. Will from the stretch. Gets ready and throws outside for ball. Runner's going. And the throw to second base is high and late. Stolen base for Jankowski. And the count on Grabsky, 1 ball, no strikes. Stevens Point up by 6, looking to add to that lead here in the 4th inning. Grabsky stands back in there. Will gets ready and throws. Popped up in a shallow right field. Polga out, Langhoff comes in. A long run for Langhoff in right field, and he'll make the catch in shallow right field to end the inning. Stevens Point in the 4th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Now after 3.5 innings, our score remains Stevens Point 6 and Marshfield nothing. We'll come back with more baseball in just a moment.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Cobuson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at cobuson.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
We're following Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the 4th inning. Leadoff batter is the DH Tyler Cum. Reached base and infield hit his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Right-hander Joe Shizik on the mound for Stevens Point this afternoon. Pitching from the stretch. He delivers a high fly ball to left center field, hooking away from Sager, but he gets there and makes the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Tiger 4th inning. Batting next is the Tiger center fielder Jackson Wernberg, a strikeout victim his first time up, so he is 0 for 1 as well. Shizik ready. He delivers. Dub foul behind home plate for strike one. Coverage of Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today on WOSQ, brought to us by Hefco Floral in the former City Hall Plaza in Marshfield. They've been your florist since 1912. Discover the power of the flower at Hefco Floral of Marshfield. Shizik throws again in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marshfield and Stevens Point baseball today at Jack Hackman Field. 1-1 delivery, punch foul to the screen. Count on Wernberg, now a ball and 2 strikes. Very pleasant day, temperatures a bit on the chilly side, but now bright sunshine encompassing the ballpark. And fans enjoying the baseball game today. 1-2 on Wernberg. And the pitch by Shizik, fouled off. Count stays 1-2. Stevens Point looking for their 3rd win over Marshfield this year. Wernberg back in there, a ball and 2 strikes. Shizik now delivers. Fly ball in the gap in right center field, and that will drop for a base hit. Cut off by the center fielder Sager. Jackson Wernberg singles to center field. Marshfield has a 1-out base runner. It's Marshfield's 5th hit today. Brody Carl now batting for the Tigers. Brody reached base in an error his first time up. 0 for 1. Shizik staying in the stretch. Now throws. Fastball over for a called strike 1. Our score is Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. Tigers batting bottom half of the 4th. 1 out, 1 on. Nothing and 1 on Brody Carl. Shizik throws once again. Breaking ball in the dirt, bounds away from Shakurit. And Wernberg takes second base. It's a wild pitch charge to Joe Shizik. The count on Brody Carl, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers looking for their first run of the day. Carl, the number 8 man in the Tiger batting order this afternoon, stands back in there. And Shizik throws. Fastball misses high for a ball. 2-1. Shizik now at 75 pitches here in the 4th inning. Wernberg a good lead at second base. Here's the pitch. Soft fly ball to center field. Yankee comes on quickly, dives and makes the catch. A sliding catch in left field by Grant Yankee for the out. And Wernberg hustles back to second base. Nicely done by left fielder Grant Yankee for out number 2. Mason Polga now batting for Marshfield. Mason now playing second base for the Tigers. He struck out his first time up. Shizik gets his sign from Noah Shakurit. Gets ready and delivers. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Stevens Point and Marshfield today, Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball from Jack Hackman Field. No balls, 1 strike on Mason Polga. Shizik gets set and throws. That pitch misses high for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers looking for their first run. Wernberg leads at second base. And Shizik throws once again. Curveball breaks inside for a ball. 2-1. Polga batting number 9 for the Tigers this afternoon. Back in there and the 2-1 delivery. Fastball over at the knees, a called strike. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, Polga in the batter's box. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That misses outside for ball 3. And the count full, 3-2. Tigers need base runners, down by 6 here in the 4th inning. Shizik gets ready, and the full count pitch. It found the screen. Count stays 3-2. Shizik has walked only 1 today. Polga stands back in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Curveball hit foul on the first base side. Again on a play. Again, the Tigers have had some long at-bats in this ball game. Our home plate umpire, I think, wants Jacob Sadowska back near the batter's box area. He was pretty far up that path between home plate and the batter's box. Again, the full count pitch to Polga on the way, half swing. The ball floats outside for ball 4. Polga draws a base on balls, the second issued by Shizik today. And Jacob Sadowska now batting for the Tigers. Marshfield leadoff man has struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2 today. Sadowska hitting left-handed. Shizik working from the stretch. Sets and delivers. Ground ball towards second base. And booted by Thiel, and all hands will be safe on this play. Stevens Point's second error today. Ball was playable by Thiel, but off his glove into shallow right field. So Warnberg takes third base. Polga goes to second. Sadowska at first. And Jackson Zaleski batting for Marshfield. Jackson Day has singled and fly to center. He's 1 for 2. So a scoring chance here for Marshfield. They'll need a 2-out hit, though, from Jackson Zaleski. Shizik from the stretch. Curveball, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Stevens Point on top, 6-0. Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the 4th with the bases loaded and 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike on Jackson Zaleski. Shizik sets himself. Throws once again. Ground ball towards short. Picked up by Roth. Goes to Thiel at second base for the force play on Sadowska to end the inning. Tigers threaten, but they do not score here in the 4th. Marshfield gets no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 walk, and 2 men left on base. Now we played 4 innings, and our score is Stevens Point 6, Marshfield nothing. We'll come back with more baseball in just a moment.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and scottyspizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Good to have you with us for baseball today at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in this Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup today. SPASH batting top of the 5th, leading by 6 runs. John Will, the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day. John getting loose as catcher Brody Carl coming back out to take the warm-up throws. Stevens Point, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and 4 in the 3rd. And it could be a lot worse because Stevens Point has hit into A couple of double plays today. Spash batting in the fifth. Leadoff man, the catcher, Noah Shakurit. A big 2-run single back in the 4-run third is also fly to left. 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Leading up from 29, Noah Shakurit.
Shakurit batting left-handed. Will winds and throws. High fly ball to the left field line. Shoddy crossing the foul line, gets there and makes the catch. Nice running catch in foul ground by Bryce Shoddy for out number 1. One man down on the Spash fifth. And second baseman Gavin Thiel now batting. Thiel has singled twice today. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Batting right-handed. Will into his motion. Delivers. High fly ball to left field, but going foul and a play for strike 1. Stevens Point leads at 6-0. Spash batting top of the 5th. Nobody on base and 1 out. 0-1 on Gavin Thiel. Will gets ready. Curveball breaks high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, postseason play begins today. For high school softball teams, we have several teams in our area playing in regional quarterfinals today. Most teams begin next Tuesday. Will throws here. Fly ball down the left field line. Shoddy coming down the line quickly, but can't make the play. Falls in foul ground, just out of Shoddy's reach. And the count now 1-2. Softball regional quarterfinals today, Division 2. Colby Abbotsford is at Ashland. Nice trip for the Colby Abbey Ball Club today. Division 3, Elk Mound at Neilsville Granton. Count on Thiel, 1-2. Will winds and throws the curveball chopped on the third base side. Grabbed by Zaleski, fires quickly to first base, and just in time for the out. Nicely done by Jackson Zaleski at third base to retire Thiel for out number 2. Also Division 3 today, Loyal Greenwood plays at Fall Creek. Northland Pines at Webster Siren. Division 4, Spencer at Leona Wabino. Regis at Cadott. And high school softball regional quarterfinals today. Leadoff man Kason Sager batting for Spash. Sager has walked and scored, popped to short, and singled. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored today. Will throws here, alone outside, ball 1. Stevens Point on top, 6-0. Spash batting top of the 5th. Bases empty and 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Will throws once again, breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Will is the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day. And he's pitched well in his relief stint. 1-1 delivery, foul at the plate. And the count now 1-2. Marshfield and Stevens Point baseball today. Conference now between pitcher John Will and catcher Brody Carl. That breaks up quickly. Now Sager back in there. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will ready. Winds and delivers. Ground ball foul on the third base side. Count stays 1-2. That new scoreboard here in Jack Hackman Field has a pitch count for both ball clubs embedded, so that makes things a bit easier. Get the official pitch count that way for each pitcher. 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball by Will to retire the side. John's first strikeout today. In the 5th for Stevens Point. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Now after 4.5 innings of play, our score is Stevens Point 6, Marshfield 0. More baseball coming up following these messages.
Join us
dress for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Say cheese! Kick things off on Friday, May 29th with the Mayor's Breakfast from 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. Then at 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for a night of family-friendly entertainment, including the play Winnie the Pooh and Friends. The fun continues on Saturday, May 30th with the parade at 11 a.m. Afterward, make your way to Wenzel Family Plaza for more activities. Be sure to explore the craft show at Chestnut and West 3rd Street, and while you're there, stop by the Pie and Ice Cream Social at the Upham Mansion. Wrap up the day at the Outdoor Beer Garden, hosted by Nuts Deep 2, featuring live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
Pitcher for Stevens Point. First baseman Darren Grabsky moves over to pitch for SPASH, replacing Joe Shizik. Shizik goes 4 innings, allows no runs on 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 3, and threw 1 wild pitch. And right-hander Darren Grabsky is the new SPASH pitcher. Replaced at first base by the SPASH DH, Jonathan Trelka.
Gretzky now pitching for SPASH.
Marshfield comes to bat. Last half of the 5th, down by 6. 3, 4, 5 men coming up for Marshfield here in the 5th inning. Dylan Langhoff leads off. He has singled and flied to left today. 1 for 2. Grabsky from the windup. Delivers. Misses outside. I got the outside corner for called strike 1. Stevens Point leads it 6-0. Marshfield batting. Last half of the 5th inning here at Jack Hackman Field. 0-1 pitch, fouled off. Down to 0-2. Game has settled down for a while here. Stevens Point with that 4 spot back in the 3rd. Grabbed a 6-0 lead, but each team has been rather quiet offensively since then. Langhoff back in there, no balls, 2 strikes. Grabsky now into his motion. He'll deliver. Outside for a ball. 1-2. Third matchup this year between these two ball clubs. Stevens Point won the first 2. First ball game rather handily. Again, Grabsky throws in the dirt for a ball. 2-2. Point won the first game 12-1, but Marshall made it close on Tuesday, losing at Stevens Point, actually in Plover, 4-2. Grabsky throws 2-2. High fly ball foul on the third base side of the play. Langhoff hanging in there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Digs in once again. Grabsky throws down low for a ball. And the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers looking for base runners, down by 6 here in the 5th inning. Grabsky in his motion. Now throws, fouled again on the third base side of the play. Still 3-2. Shizik will be the pitcher of record on the winning side. Should SPASH hold on to win this ball game today. Again, the 3-2 delivery. And misses just low for ball 4. Marshfield has a leadoff base runner here in the 5th inning. Tiger batters Bryce Shoddy, Marshfield's cleanup man, has bounced into a double play and walked today, 0 for 1. Grabski from the stretch. He delivers. Foul ball, third base side of the play for strike one. A lot of foul balls with the Tigers today. They've had their share of long at-bats this afternoon. No balls, one strike on Bryce Shoddy. Grabski sets himself. Throws a curveball. That's punched to left field, and that will get down for a base hit. Cut off by the left fielder, Yonke. Langhoff rounding second base. He'll get to third base on a base hit by Bryce Shoddy. And Marshfield has base runners at first and third with nobody out here in the fifth inning. So a scoring chance for Marshfield here. The batter is the first baseman Dayton Bugar. He has bounced to short and flied to right, 0 for 2. Bugar hitting right-handed. Throw to first base, and Shoddy dives in safely. Grabski on the mound protecting a 6-run lead for Stevens Point. Bugar back in there. Here's the pitch. And a bit low and outside for ball one. Stevens Point leads at 6-0. Marshfield batting bottom half of the fifth, with base runners at first and third and still nobody out. Now the 1-0 delivery. That rides high for a ball, 2-0. Tigers have left 7 on base through 4 innings. They've had some scoring chances, but no runs to show for it as of yet today. 2-0 on Dayton Bugar. Grabski gets set, throws again, foul to the first base side of the play. Down goes to 2-1. Tigers have had at least one hit in every inning, and now 6 hits today. Grabski back to the stretch and throws 2-1. Curveball breaks inside for a ball. The count now 3-1. Tigers threatening to load the bases here in the fifth inning. Grabski wants the signs redone. Now gets what he wants. 3-1 pitch, curveball. Breaks on the outside corner for call strike 2. That's how baseball has changed these days. 3-1 curveball. Count now full, 3-2. Pitch on the way, punch foul to 3. Back in the old days, the count was 3-1, 3-2, even 2-1. You almost always see a fastball because the pitcher would not want to risk a base on balls. 3-2 count here. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 4 to load the bases. So Bugar draws a base on balls, and the Tigers load the bases. Langhoff holds at third. Shoddy at second. Bugar at first for Tyler Cum. Marshfield's DH has reached base, an infield hit, and fly to center. He's 1 for 2. And Marshfield has a good scoring chance here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tigers down by 6. Grabski working from the stretch. He's ready, and here is his pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 1. SPASH outfielders have been quite shallow all day long. That wind is blowing in from right center field, and they remain shallow at this point. No balls, 1 strike on Tyler Cum. Grabski throws a curveball, hit towards second base. Thiel will grab it, goes to Roth for 1, on to first base, late. And the Tigers score their first run. They now trail 6-1. Fielder's choice hit by Cum. Langhoff scores on the play. Shoddy goes to third base. Bugar forced at second. Thiel to Roth, route number 1. And Cum the base runner at first for Jackson Wernberg. Takes one up and in. And the plate umpire rules that ball hit Wernberg on the arm. Wernberg hit by the pitch. And that will reload the bases. Jackson just stood there for a few seconds, but now the plate umpire says for him to take his base. So the base is reloaded for Brody Carl. And Carl on base back in the second inning with an error. He's also fly to left. A couple of hits here could put Marshfield back in the ball game. Carl stands back in. Grabski working from the stretch. Sets and delivers. And on the outside corner for called strike one. Shoddy at third. Come at second. Warrenberg at first with only one out. No balls, one strike on Brody Carl, Marshfield's number 8 hitter today. Grabski checks the base runners. Throws again. Swung on and missed. Good high and tight fastball by Grabski. Carl behind. 0-2. Brody catching for the Tigers today in Mason Anderson's absence. Stands back in there. And Grabski throws it high for a ball. 1-2. Infield back at double play depth here. Spash has turned one double play today. Marshfield's turned two. Carl back in there, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses outside for a ball. 2-2. A couple of timely hits here could put Marshfield back in the ball game. They're down by 5, but the bases are loaded here in the 5th inning. 2-2 on Brody Carl. Grabski sets himself. Fires once again. Line to left field for a base hit. Shoddy is in. Come to second base, third base rather. He'll stop right there. RBI single for Brody Carl. And Marshfield now trails 6-2. And Coach Terpstra now coming out of the Stevens Point dugout. So Shoddy scores on that play. Cum goes to third base. Wardenberg takes second. Carl to first. And Mason Polga, the next batter for Marshfield. We'll have a conference on the mound here between Coach Terpstra, his pitcher, catcher, and infielders. Evan Calvary now has a bat. Looks like he'll hit for Mason Polga. Evan Calvary, the Marshfield pinch hitter, comes up with the bases loaded and only one out. Evan batting right-handed. Grabski from the stretch. He throws, breaking ball, up and in for ball 1. It's now Stevens Point 6, Marshfield 2. Tigers batting bottom half of the 5th. Bases loaded, only one out. 1 ball, no strikes on Evan Calvary. Grabski throws a curveball. That breaks across for call and strike. Some of these Stevens Point pitchers are throwing really nasty breaking balls today. Count on Calvary now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grabski back to the belt. Throws once again, a swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Calvary pinch hitting today. Looking for a big hit here. Behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch by Grabski. Pop foul on the first base side, out of play. Count stays 1-2. Fans enjoying this ball game today. A bit chilly, but good ball game this afternoon. Now Marshfield making a run, trying to come back in this one. Back to within 4. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Grabski throws a curveball, fouled at the plate. And they'll rule that a swinging strike 3. Calvary strikes out That's the second out of the inning. And leadoff man Jake Sadowska batting. Jacob has struck out, singled, reached base, and an error. 1 for 3. Grabsky throws, foul back for strike 1. Stevens Point leads it 6-2. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the 5th. Bases loaded and 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike on Jacob Sadowska. Tiger leadoff man and shortstop today. Grabsky again checks the base runners. And now fires a curveball that breaks across for call strike 2. Nice pitch by Grabsky. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Base hit here could bring Marshfield back to the ball game. 0-2 delivery. Bounces in, blocked by Shakurat. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Now Grabsky back on the rubber. Sadowska digs in once again. Ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. And off the plate on the outside corner for call strike 3. Delayed call by our plate umpire. Sadowska did not believe that ball was in the strike zone, but the plate umpire did. And that ends the inning. Second strikeout for Grabsky. In the 5th for Marshfield, 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 walks, a hit batter, 3 men left on base. We've now played 5 innings, and our score is Stevens Point 6 and Marshfield 2. We'll come back with more baseball in just a moment.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Score in from Auburndale today. The Auburndale baseball team knocked off Prentice this afternoon 6-4. Stevens Point batting, top of the 6th. Leadoff man is right fielder Braden Marshke. He has walked twice and bounced into a fielder's choice, 0 for 1. John Will now throwing for Marshfield, the Tigers' 3rd pitcher today. Will winds and delivers. High and inside for ball 1. Stevens Point has the lead 6-2. Spash batting top of the 6th here at Jack Ackman Field. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's a cross for call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Will is the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day. Working from the windup. John fires once again. Pop foul to the screen. Count now 1-2. Dayton Bugar for the first 2+ innings. And then Mason Polga came in for an inning. Now John in his 2nd inning. Now in his 3rd inning, actually. Hits one back up the middle for a base hit. Solid single for Braden Marshke. And Stevens Point has a leadoff base runner. That's 10 Spash hits today.
Marshke singles up the center. And that brings up number 11.
Spash batter is shortstop Calvin Roth. He has singled home a run. Fly to left and line into a double play. 1 for 3 with an RBI. Roth batting number 3 in the Stevens Point batting order today. Throw to first base, and Marshke dives back in safely. You're listening to Wisconsin Valley Conference Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, and ZaleskiSports.com. Pitch on the way is over Ross Head for ball 1. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in baseball today. SPASH batting top of the 6th. They lead by 4. 1-0 pitch from John Will. High for a ball, 2-0. Braden Marshke, the runner at first base with nobody out. Held there by Dayton Bugar, Marshfield's starting pitcher today. Again to first base, and Marshke dives back in. Tigers back to within 4. Ross stands back in there. Will from the stretch. He's ready. Now throws half swing at a high fastball. And on the appeal, the base umpire says he did not swing. That's ruled a ball, ball 3. 3-0 on Calvin Roth, coming into this ball game batting .576. Will gets ready. Again, the 3-0 pitch. High for ball 4. First walk issued by Will. Marshke moves to second base. And Point has base runners at first and second with nobody out.
The walk brings up number 2.
Jonathan Trilka now batting, now playing first base. Trilka has bounced into a double play. Walked and scored and bounced to third today. 0 for 2 with a run scored for Stevens Point. He's the SPASH cleanup hitter for this ball game. Time is called, and Will and Carl will get together to talk about their signs here with that base runner at second base. Trilka, the cleanup man for Coach Terpstra today. Stands back in there, Will pitching from the stretch. John checks the base runners. And now throws. Down low for ball 1. Stevens Point leads at 6-2. SPASH batting top of the 6th. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Jonathan Trilka. Will again from the stretch. Now fires. And that's over. The letters are called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens Point looking for their 3rd win over Marshfield this year. Here is the 1-1 delivery. Way inside, and in fact behind the batter. To the backstop, the runners move up. Wild pitch charge to John Will. And so Marshke moves up to third base. Roth takes second. The count on Trilka now 2-1. Coach Terpstra coming down the third base foul line. He may be asking our plate umpire if that ball hit his batter. It was thrown behind Trilka. And the plate umpire did not rule it was a hit batter. He'll ask for an appeal from the base umpire. Get his opinion on this. And the base umpire says no, that Trilka was not hit. Ball thrown behind him, but he was not hit. And so the count on Trilka, 2 balls and 1 strike. With 2 men in scoring position. Trilka back in there. Will working from the stretch. He's now set and delivers. Pop foul to the screen. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Will on the mound for Marshfield, trying to keep the Tigers close here. 2-2 the count. And Will throws once again. Popped up on the diamond on the right side. And the first baseman, Bugar, will call and grab it for the out. So Trilka pops up. The runners hold their ground at second and third with one man down. Third baseman Braden Jankowski batting. Jankowski on base 3 times today with a walk and 2 singles. 2 for 2 with a run scored. Infield now comes in. Will working from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Bit high for ball 1. Stevens Point up by 4 here as they bat in the 6th. Will again from the stretch. Throws, there's a drive to right field. Langhoff comes on, makes the catch. Marshfield at third base will tag and score. And Roth takes third base on the play. Sacrifice fly and run batted in for Braden Jankowski. And Stevens Point now leads 7-2. Marshke scores. And Roth takes third base on the play. Well, apparently they're going to rule that that ball was dropped by Langhoff. By mistake, Langhoff dropped the ball out there in right field. He'll get the RBI anyway, but an error on the right fielder, Langhoff. Marshke is still in. Roth goes to third base. Now John Southworth wants an explanation. He thought that ball was caught and then dropped by Langhoff on the transfer. So we saw it as the ball being caught. And Langhoff dropped the ball transferring it, but the base umpire not ruling it that way. So a Marshfield error on Langhoff. Marshke is in. Jankowski still gets the RBI. Roth goes to third base. And Jankowski at first base with only 1 out. Grant Yonke, the scheduled batter, but he'll be called back for Tony Rocek. Tony Rocek will bat for Grant Yonke. Rocek, a right-handed batter. Pitch by Will, breaking ball up and in for ball 1. So Stevens Point now leads 7-2. Spash batting top of the 6th. Runners at first and third. Only 1 out. Despite the error, that is an earned run since had Langhoff caught the ball, Marshke still would have scored on a sacrifice fly. Next pitch, over for call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike on Tony Rocek. Digs in once again. Pitch on the way. High for a ball. Stolen base attempt. Throw to second base is cut off. And Jankowski steals second base. Had that ball gone through, I think Jankowski may have been out. The ball is cut off. And Jankowski steals it. The count on Rocek now 2-1. A 2-man in scoring position. Will gets set, throws, and hits him in the shoulder. Rocek hit by the pitch. And that will load the bases. Bases loaded. And pitcher Darren Grabsky batting for Stevens Point.
Rocek's hit complete by the pitch. And that brings up number 8, Darren Grabsky.
So once again, Spash has loaded the bases. Only 1 out. Braden Drossel at first base will run for Rocek.
Running at first is Drossel.
Braden Drossel, the runner at first base. Bases loaded, only 1 out in the Spash 6th inning. Grabski has doubled and scored, walked and scored, flied to right. The pitch by Will, lined on the left field line, curving and going foul. 4 strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Darren Grabski. Roth at third, Jankowski at second, and Drossel at first, with only 1 out. Will working from the stretch, from the windup rather. Winds and delivers. A drive to left field. Shoddy goes back, gets there, makes the catch for the out. Roth at third base will tag, and he will score. Other runners hold their ground. Sacrifice fly and run batted in for Darren Grabski. And Stevens Point now leads 8-2. Roth scores on the play. The other runners hold their ground. Jankowski at second, Drossel at first. That, by the way, makes that last run is unearned. Only 1 earned run for SPASH this inning. Noah Shakurat batting for Stevens Point. Takes a fastball on the outside corner for a call, strike 1. So it's now Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 2. SPASH batting, top of the 6th. 0-1 delivery. On the outside corner, call strike, 0-2. Lights now coming on here at Jack Hackman Field. As we approach the dusk hour. Count on Shakur at 0-2. Will from the stretch. Throws once again, high hopper to the third base side. Picked up by Zaleski. He'll play to first base in time to end the inning. Well done again by Jackson Zaleski at third base to retire the side. Stevens Point in the 6th gets 2 runs, only 1 earned on 1 hit. 1 error, a walk, a hit batter, and 2 left on base. We've now played 5.5 innings, and our score is Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 2. We'll come back to Jack Hackman Field and more baseball following these messages.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Keep your dial here on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com for baseball this evening. Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in this Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup today. SPASH on top 8-2 as Marshfield bats last half of the 6th inning. Darren Grabski starting his 2nd inning of relief work for Stevens Point. Joe Shizik, the starter and pitcher of record on the winning side for SPASH today. Leadoff man for Marshfield in the 6th. Third baseman Jackson Zaleski has singled, fly to center, and bounced into a fielder's choice. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Jackson batting right-handed. Grabski winds and throws a curveball, and misses inside for ball 1. Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 2. Tigers batting last half of the 6th. Now the 1-0 delivery. A swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Starters on both ball clubs long gone from this one. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curveball breaks in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Stevens Point trying to improve to 12-1 in conference play. There's a curveball up and in for a ball. 3-1 on Jackson Zaleski, leading off the Tigers' sixth. Jackson back in there. Pitch on the way, curveball. Breaks across the inside corner for a called strike. And the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for Marshfield here in the 6th inning. Grabsky throws a curveball again, grounded foul down the left field line. That may have been ball 4, that pitch way inside. Jackson offered and fouls it down the third base side. Count stays full, 3-2. Here's the pitch on the way, ground ball to third, and nice off for Jankowski. Fires across the diamond, but over the head of the first baseman, Trilka, and down the right field line. So Zaleski takes second base. Stevens Point error, their third of the ball game. Throwing error by third baseman Braden Jankowski. Marshfield has a leadoff base runner for the right fielder Dylan Langhoff, and Dylan today has singled, fly to left, and walked and scored. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Langhoff batting left-handed. Grabsky working from the stretch. He gets set and delivers. Fouled over the screen for strike 1. Stevens Point with 3 errors today. Marshfield has 2. 0-1 on Dylan Langhoff. Grabsky ready, throws once again. Curveball hit towards second base. Grab by Thiel. He'll play to first base in time for the out. And Zaleski takes third base on that ground ball. 1 man down. Bryce Shoddy, the Marshfield batter. Price today has bounced into a double play, walked, and also singled and scored. 1 for 2 with a run scored today. Grabsky from the stretch. He now delivers, ground ball towards short. Roth will grab it, goes to first base in time for the out. Zaleski scores on the play. And Marshfield now trails 8-3. So Zaleski scores on that ground out by Shoddy. That is an unearned run, by the way. Base is now empty and 2 outs for Dayton Bugar, who has bounced to short, flied to right, and walked today. He swings and misses here for strike 1. So it's now Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 3. Tigers batting, bottom half of the 6th. Pitch by Grabsky, way inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grabsky, the second point pitcher today. He throws again. And that pitch misses down low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bugar began the ball game as Marshfield's pitcher. Would be the losing pitcher if this score holds. Next pitch rides high for a ball. The count now 3-1. Marshfield's used 3 pitchers in this ball game. Dayton, the first one of the afternoon. Now the 3-1 delivery. Curveball breaks across for a called strike. Nice breaking ball by Grabsky. Count on Bugar is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dayton back in there. And Grabsky throws once again. Ground ball to the right side and through the hole for a base hit. Bugar singles to right field. Tigers have 8 hits today, 8 singles by 8 different ball players. Marshfield batters Tyler Cum, the DH. He has singled, fly to center, and bounced into a fielder's choice. 1 for 3. Grabsky tosses to first base. Bugar back. Once again, Grabsky from the stretch. Ready, he now throws. Fly ball foul over the screen out of play for strike one. Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 3. Marshfield batting bottom half of the 6th. Base runner at first base and 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike on Tyler Cum. The pitch by Grabsky, breaking ball high and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Come back in there. 1-1 delivery. Fly ball to shallow left field. Grant Yonke moves in, gets there, and grabs it to end the inning. In the 6th for Marshfield, 1 run. It is unearned on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We now move to the 7th inning with Stevens Point leading Marshfield 8-3. And back with more baseball action following these messages.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Baseball today on WOSQ-FM and ZaleskiSports.com. We head to the 7th inning. SPASH leads by 5. Stevens Point with their 9 1-2 hitters due up this inning against Marshfield reliever John Will. Leadoff man is second baseman Gavin Thiel. He has singled twice and bounced to third, 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
Leading off, number 1, Gavin Thiel.
John Will is the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day. Thiel stands in there, and Will throws a fastball high and away for ball 1. Stevens Point 8, Marshfield 3. SPASH batting top half of the 7th. Will ready, he throws again. And that pitch misses low and outside for ball, 2-0. SPASH 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 6th. Marshfield 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th today. 2-0 on Gavin Thiel. And the pitch rides a bit high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Lights are on, but still rather bright here at Jack Ackman Field. Here's the 3-0 delivery. Down the middle for a called strike, 3-1. John Will is the 3rd Marshfield pitcher of the day, behind Dayton Bugar and Mason Polga. John's been quite effective, actually. 3-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen. Count goes full, 3-2. In 3 innings, John has allowed just 1 earned run on 2 hits. Count on Thiel, full at 3-2. Will taking too much time, so Thiel will step out on him. Now Thiel back in there. Will into his motion. Now throws, line foul down the 3rd base line. Hit hard but foul. Count stays 3-2. Stevens Point looking for their 3rd win over Marshfield this year. A new conference scheduling alignment. Each team plays each other team 3 times rather than 2. Again, the full count pitch. High fly ball to right center field in the gap and will get down for a base hit. Cut off by Langhoff, a wide turn by Thiel, but he's on with his third hit today. Not bad when you get 3 hits from your number 9 guy. Center fielder Kaysen Sager batting. Sager has walked and scored, popped to short, singled and struck out. 1 for 3 with a run scored today. Sager, the leadoff man for Stevens Point. Thiel at first base, held there by Bugar. And the pitch by Will breaks up and in for ball 1. Spash up by 5 as they bat here in the 7th inning. Cool evening here in central Wisconsin. Baseball fans down here, well dressed, enjoying a good game today. 1-0 delivery. And got the outside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sager now back in there. Will checks the base runner. Here's the pitch, lined on the left field line, but just foul. Just outside the line. Hit hard, but foul. And I count on Sager, now a ball and 2 strikes. Thiel back to first base. Spash up by 5, looking for more here in the 7th inning. Will to first base quickly, and Thiel dives back in safely. Thiel a bit caught off guard on that quick toss, but dives back in safely. 1-2 on Kaysen Sager. Will ready once again. Now delivers, low and outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again to first base, and Thiel dives in safely. Stevens Point up by 5, and Will wants to make sure that they don't put more ball players in scoring position here. 2-2 on Kaysen Sager. Will gets set and throws. Ground ball left side and through the hole for a base hit. Thiel stops at second base. Sager has his 2nd hit today. And Stevens Point has base runners at first and 2nd with nobody out. Henry Roth will now bat for Stevens Point. Henry Roth batting for Braden Marshke. Marshke was 1 for 2 with a single, a fielder's choice, and 2 walks. Scored 1 run. Now Henry Roth will bat in his place, a right-handed batter. Will working from the stretch. Gets ready and throws here. A drive to deep left field. Shoddy in the corner, gets there, crosses the foul line and makes the catch. And the runners retreat to their bases. Shoddy just across the foul line to catch that ball down the left field line for out number 1. Thiel back to second base and Sager back to first. Calvin Roth now batting for Stevens Point. Roth has singled, flied to left, lined into a double play, and walked. 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. Will ready from the stretch. And he now fires. And got the inside corner for a call, strike 1. By the way, good luck to a few student athletes from central Wisconsin competing this weekend at the NCAA Division III Outdoor Track and Field Championships at UW La Crosse. 0-1 on Calvin Roth. Will gets set and fires, low and outside for a ball. 1-1. That group includes Spencer's Leah Zestro, competing in the women's pole vault for UW Stout. And Leah's had very good success in that event on the national level in recent years. 1 ball, 1 strike on Calvin Roth. Will gets set, throws once again. Line to left field. Shoddy comes on, gets there, makes the catch. Out number 2, hit well, but right at Bryce Shoddy for the second out. Runners back to first and second. Leah won the Division III Indoor Championship in the pole vault back in March. Last year, she was second at the outdoor meet, third in the indoor meet, also fourth at the indoor championships as a sophomore in 2024. So Leah Zastro of Spencer looking for a national championship in the pole vault this weekend at UW Lacrosse. Jonathan Trelka batting for Stevens Point. Will gets set and throws. High fly ball down the right field line, but going foul and on a play for strike 1. Stevens Point on top, 8-3. SPASH batting. Top of the 7th, 2 out, 2 on. Also, Michaela Dick of Marshfield running this weekend for W Eau Claire in the women's 400-meter hurdles at the Division III Track and Field Championships. No balls, 1 strike on Jonathan Trelka. Will again from the stretch. Throws, line to left field for a base hit. Field to third base, rounding third, he'll try to score. Shoddy's throw is cut off. RBI base hit for Jonathan Trelka, and Stevens Point leads 9-3. Thiel scores from second base on that play. And Sager goes to second base. Braden Jankowski batting for Stevens Point. Has singled twice, walked, and reached base in an error. 2 for 3 with an RBI. Jankowski stands in. Will from the stretch. Pitches high and outside from ball 1. So it's now Stevens Point 9, Marshfield 3. SPASH batting. Top of the 7th, 2 out and 2 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Braden Jankowski. Will fires once again. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Also in the men's meet this weekend, Neelsville's Jesse Fowler representing UW Stout in the Division III hammer throw. We looked at Jesse as well at that Division III Outdoor Track and Field Championships this weekend. 2-0 pitch. High fly ball to right center field. Langhoff comes in, now called off by the second baseman, Polga. He'll make the catch in shallow right center field to end the inning. In the 7th for Marshfield, for Stevens Point rather, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We now head to the bottom half of the 7th inning with Stevens Point leading Marshfield 9-3. We'll come back with more baseball action following these messages.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Marshfield and Stevens Point meeting in Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball today. Tigers down by 6 as they bat bottom half of the 7th inning. Marshfield will begin this inning, I believe, with a pinch hitter, Wes Nowitzki. Will bat for Jackson Wernberg. Jackson playing center field today, struck out, singled, and was hit by a pitch. Darren Grabsky on in relief for Stevens Point. Trying to nail down this win for SPASH this afternoon. Well, it looks like Stevens Point is changing pitchers. They are. Braden Marshke will pitch for SPASH. Grabsky goes the last 2 innings. And now Braden Marshke, the new pitcher for Stevens Point. The third SPASH pitcher of the day. Leadoff man for Marshfield here in the 7th, Wes Nowitzki. Pinch hitting for Jackson Wernberg. Marshke from the stretch. Throws inside for ball 1. Stevens Point leads at 9-3. Marshfield batting last half of the 7th inning here at Jack Hackman Field. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball across for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens Point has won their last 11 ball games. Marshke throws again, a swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes on Wes Nowitzki. You saw Wes earlier as a courtesy runner, now in the ball game as a pinch hitter. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's fouled at the plate. Count stays 1-2. Stevens Point ranked number 8 this week in the Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Division I baseball poll. Strong ball club once again this year. Under Coach Terpstra. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Hopper on the third base side, but going foul. Count stays 1-2. Nowitzki back in there. And Marshke throws once again. A swing and a miss. And Nowitzki out on strikes. That's out number 1. Lucas Halen now steps up. He'll bat for Brody Carl. Lucas Halen batting for the first time. Marshke gets ready and fires. Fouled over the screen for strike 1. Brody on base twice with an error and a single. Also fly to left. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI today. Lucas digs in once again. Marshke gets set and throws. Ground ball towards short. Grabbed by Roth. Fires to first base in time for the out. That's out number 2 in the Tigers' 7th. Evan Calvary now batting for Marshfield. Came on as a pinch hitter back in the 5th and struck out, so he's 0 for 1. Tigers down to their final out here. Marshke working from the stretch. Sets and delivers. Foul to the right side of the play for strike 1. Stevens Point leads it 9-3. Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the 7th. Bases empty and 2 out. 0-1 on Evan Calvary. Stands back in there. Marshke ready and throws outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calvary batting right-handed. And Marshke delivers. Ground ball foul on the third base side, 1-2. Tigers have lost 7 of their last 9, so that streak might be extended today. Calvary back in there. Behind 1-2. Marshke sets himself and fires. Fouled to the right side of the play. Stays 1-2. Stevens Point with single runs in the 1st and 2nd, then 4 more in the 3rd, so they led 6-0 early. Tigers have come from behind all day long today. Count on Calvary, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marshke gets set and throws high for a ball, 2-2. Tigers got 2 in the Fast to come back to within 6-2, but not been close since then. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Marshfield gets ready and throws again, swung on and gets away from the catcher, swung and missed for strike 3, but gets away from Shakurit, and Calvary will reach. Strikeout by Marshke. But then on the pass ball, Calvary reaches base. So Jacob Sadowski gets the bat for Marshfield. And Jake today is 1 for 4. And a base hit back in the 3rd inning. He's also reached base on an error and struck out twice. Braden Marshke trying to wrap up a win here for Stevens Point. Calverley leads at first. Marshke throws. And that pitch down low for ball 1. Stevens Point leads at 9-3. Marshfield batting bottom half of the 7th. Runner at first base and 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes on Jacob Sadowska. Marshke throws once again. On the outside corner, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Calverley at first base not being held by Trelka. He could take off if he so desired. Marshke looks over there. Now the 1-1 delivery. Going outside for a ball, 2-1. Long game today, but fans hanging in there watching this contest this afternoon, despite some rather chilly conditions. 2-1 on Jacob Sadowska. Marshke gets set. Runner takes off, pitches outside for a ball. Throw to second base is late. Stolen base for Jacob Sadowska. For Evan Calverley. The count on Sadowska now 3-1. Tigers 2 of 2 on stolen base tries today. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jacob Sadowska. Marshke ready. Sets and delivers. High fly ball, foul down the left field line of the play. Count goes full at 3-2. Marshke shaking off his catcher Shakurit a couple of times. Now gets a sign he likes. And the full count pitch. Outside, on the outside corner for called strike 3. Sadowska about to toss that bat away, but called on the strikes to end the ball game. In the 7th for Marshfield, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. Our final score this evening, Stevens Point 9, Marshfield 3. Back with a recap after our postgame report coming up next.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.